Okay, hello there. Hello, hello, hello. Whew. Water walk. Okay, that's pretty good, eh? The view is alright. The view, it's a little crooked as usual. It's a little hard because it's not even ground that I'm setting the thing on. Sure, that'll do, eh? Okay. What's it? It's a sodden forest today. Oh yeah. I just found a window of no rain and I'm taking advantage of it. I think I tried 3 times. I kind of got going and it was starting to rain. So then I went back. Now it's the afternoon and at the moment it's not raining, but it's really looking like it's going to soon. Now you might be wondering, why were you so afraid of being in the rain? Well, I'm not really. But the main issue for me, and I've mentioned this in other water walks, is that when there's heavy rain, the pool for this, I use this tap thing here, right? But the pool is just over here, it's just behind me. A little small pool about this big, and the water flows through the pipes from there. And my theory is that I don't want to get any runoff off the surface. I mean, it's really clean up here, there's no pollution, but there might be bacteria or something. So in general, always actually, I don't, if it's raining, I won't come up. I mean, the other issue, oh, it's raining now. The other issue is that the trails get really slippery. Okay, so we'll just do this fast. Maybe I can cover up the phone. Well, we'll try that for a minute. Get a little raincoat on. Shoot, it's really raining now. Better not. I also don't like to, it's so hot here that wearing a raincoat is sweaty. I mean, I'll be going down from here. So. Anyway, I'm just gonna rush through this. And before the trails get too wet. I'll have to be extra careful though, for sure. Maybe it's just a short shower, that'll be excellent. Short shower. One. And the other. It's strange though that it's raining now. Hard to say whether it's going to get heavy or not. It could get pretty heavy, but it's surprising that this doesn't happen more often. Because it rains a lot up here. And but it's rare that you get like 3 days in a row or anything. Usually the rains come and often fall heavy, but for you know, an hour or hour or two maybe. Sometimes for a day or two, but that's not so common. So this is probably going to be a pretty short water walk video. Oh, it's starting to calm down. That's good. It's okay if I get soaked going back, you know. Main issue is I don't want to have the water disturbed, and with this rain there's not enough flow on the surface to get into it, I think, so probably good. And the trails, like I said, the trails can get very slippery. Right now they're quite wet, so I have to be a bit careful coming down. Going up is one thing, coming down is another, of course. And yeah, I guess that's the main thing. I don't like to get, you know, because of where I don't like to get wet. And here it doesn't matter really. I mean, it's cool up here, but actually once I almost got, I was like involuntarily shivering with minor hypothermia on my motorbike and soaked wet, you know, at night. And, ugh. Anyway, so it is cold enough actually that you could get hypothermic, but generally speaking, like if I could walk home soaking wet from here, and it might be a bit cool, but it would be okay. So that's not really an issue. But in general, we've been having really nice weather, you know. As usual, it's starting to get more clear days and less rainy days, and having some cool nights. I almost thought I needed 3 blankets the other day, but I think I'm still okay. Probably in November I'll add 1 more blanket. And then later in December it'll be 4 blankets. And it gets down to, it's gotten down to as low as 5 where I am. Up at Doi Intanon, they get frost up there. But generally speaking, that doesn't really happen here. Okay, that's good. Just a little bit. Have to have a drink, of course. Fresh from the spring. Excellent. Okay, now, where are we? Okay, so I'm gonna pack up my bag and be back with you in a sec. Whew. Things have really grown up a lot even since the last week. It's probably pretty close to its peak of thickness growth. So that, you know, this trail is pretty overgrown. It's overgrown here, but it gets even more so a bit further down. But you know, also at this time of year, there's not so many people coming up here, right? I think is what's going on. Definitely see more people on the trail, even though it is few. Not at this season, you know. But, you know, probably because there's no coffee to be picked, or anyway, people go up, I'm sure. But the main point is that the trail is pretty, not very packed down, you know. At this part where like a little river flows, you'll see it's really, it's really like, where's the trail? Where's the trail? Jesus mercy. Keep an eye out for snakes on the trail. It's one of my main focuses. Anyway, here it is. Like you wouldn't know there's a trail there, but I know where it is. No problem. And it's like right here. Like here's a trail. Oh, where are we? Here, okay. Here's the trail, and here's not the trail. It's like really steep and hard to see. Just step gingerly. And there's rocks and roots. Okay, so far so good. No snakes. I've seen a snake once on the trail like this. Just passed right in front of me across, perpendicular to the trail. And, you know, it's pretty big. Pretty big snake, but I just sort of nudged it a bit with my stick. And it continued on its way. Probably didn't even need to nudge it. Anyway, there we go. Cleared our way through the thicket. And look at these banana trees. Wild, I think, but I think so. Not sure. Let's flip it. Oh no, this is beautiful, eh? Ooh, there's a beautiful light right now. Look at that. We'll leave it on that for a bit. Leave it on that. Bunch of dogs fighting. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, let's flip it. Give you a good view. Oh look, I'm wearing my bonnet. It's got my grandfather's old regimental badge on it. It's not one of his. Like from way back, but it's a more modern replica, I guess you'd say. I mean, I think it's probably... Anyway, it's not from World War II, it's much more recent. Anyway, but in honor of my grandfather, who was a captain in the intelligence in Second World War, stationed for a good part in Newfoundland. Yeah, it was pretty amazing stories, I'll tell you. Anyway, yeah. So, almost at the road, almost at the road part. Not much to this one. This is getting water in the rain, and you can obviously the rain is still coming down a little, but not very heavy. And because I'm under the canopy at the moment, there's none really falling here. Maybe on the road I'll get dripped on, but that's okay. That's no problem at all. Even the trails with that little bit of rain, a little slippy, but not bad, you know. The thing is, when it gets saturated, it's when it gets saturated, right? So the trails, can you see that? Where are we? Yeah, the trail's damp, but not muddy. You know, and this sort of reddish mud, when it gets mud, whoo-wee, it's just like ice, you know? Anyway, but we're good. We're good. That's good. Anyway, let's have a look out here. Isn't that something, eh? Look at where I live. Just amazing. I mean, I've seen friends back in Canada and the northern states sending pictures of the fall colors, you know. It's very beautiful at this time of year there. And so I think, oh, I miss that. When I spend a lot of my time in the west where there are colors, but it's not the same as in the east. They don't have so much of the maples and oaks and stuff, but still beautiful. The tamarack and the aspens, you know, and all that. Anyway, but nonetheless, you know, sure I miss the fall colors, but take a look what I have. I'm sure I'd miss this more. I don't know. Anyway, I love being here, so it's good enough. Okay, so that's about it. Didn't talk about anything really, which is probably a good thing. Don't really need to talk about anything because there's just so much going on, right? What out in the Turtle Island. If you don't know, Turtle Island is a word that has indigenous connections. I don't know if it's across the border or what. Is for North America because it kind of looks like a turtle. Anyway, don't quite not remember the roots of that word for that, but it's a nice word actually. I like using it. But yeah, there's lots going on over there, especially in the southern part or the middle part, I guess, the U.S. Canada and Mexico are probably like, oh, whoa, what's going on there? Anyway, I guess we'll just find out in the fullness of time, right? And keep hearing threats of like lockdowns, like real lockdowns, and I personally think that's a terrible idea. But there's a momentum and a force to all this, so I guess I'm just happy to be where I am, and the calmness of Thailand. The middle path. That's the Thai way, you know, I think. If you want to make a gross generalization. It's the middle path. It's a Buddhist path too, you know. Not too, it is a Buddhist path, but in Thailand, that middle, amazing, just amazing how over the centuries, really, Thailand has wound its way between the colonial type powers that sort of took root over here, you know, French and Laos and Cambodia and Vietnam, British in India and Burma, Myanmar, and where else? Were the British in Tibet? Or was it always quasi-China-ish? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. But anyway, Thailand was, over the centuries really, did an incredible job of being the middle ground. And seems like with this COVID business, it's keeping to tradition. And I gotta tell you, I appreciate it. And as far as I know, most people here also appreciate it and feel lucky. Anyway, that aside, hope everyone's doing okay. Stay healthy. Do what you need to stay healthy if you can. You know, whatever you need, it's fine. Anyway, but I'll see you on that flip side, and I'll see you on my next water walk. Oh yeah, there's Patreon and donation things you could, if you wish to contribute to the making of these videos and other projects. Okay, talk to you later, and hope you're doing well. Ciao.